This is how I would break into tech if I had to start over. And yes, I do believe it's possible to achieve in just 90 days. For context, I used to work at AWS as a solutions architect, and over the years, I've mentored over hundreds of learners, helping them build a career in tech. If you've been trying to land a job this year, you've probably heard the same advice over and over again. Gain the skills, study for a certification, and build some projects. But let's be real. If all of that actually worked, wouldn't more people already be in tech jobs? The real challenge isn't just about figuring out what to do. It's about making sure you take the right steps without getting stuck in an endless cycle of learning. I've met people who have spent the past 2 years building their technical skills and still haven't landed the job they want. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to go from zero to job ready in just 90 days. But before we get into the plan, let's talk about why you would want to pursue a career in tech. One of the biggest reasons is that there's a high demand. Companies are hiring for tech roles every single day, and there are more jobs than there are qualified candidates. But I know what you're thinking. If tech is in such high demand, why does it feel so competitive when applying to entry-level roles? The reality is that while companies struggle to fill senior positions, entry-level roles still get a lot of applicants, which means you'll need to do more to stand out, and I'll explain how later in the video. The good news is that once you get your foot in the door, it does get much easier. Many of my friends in tech no longer have to look for new jobs because recruiters come to them with new opportunities. For example, when I was at AWS, I got DMs from Microsoft, Google, and other tech companies. And when I jumped on calls with them, they often offered to double my salary. Speaking of salaries, we all know that tech pays really well. At entry level, you can make over $100,000, and after a few years, this figure can increase to $300K or more. Tech also offers some of the best remote work opportunities. Amazon has unfortunately gone back to a 5-day in-person work policy, but don't worry, many other companies have remote options, which gives you more flexibility to structure your career with your lifestyle. What's even better is that you don't really need a technical degree. Most employers care more about your experience and skills rather than your formal education. As long as you can prove that you can do the job, you'll be fairly considered in a lot of cases. So if you're looking for a high-paying and flexible career with good long-term growth, tech is one of the best options out there. Now let's get into the step-by-step plan I would follow if I had to start over and get hired in 90 days. Day 1 to 30 is all about building a strong foundation, choosing the right role for you, and gaining the relevant knowledge in that space. If you're not sure where to start, here are 3 beginner-friendly tech fields I would recommend. The first one is cloud computing, which is how I got started. If you want to work with cloud infrastructure and help companies deploy applications, this could be a great fit for you. AWS is one of the most widely used cloud providers, so I'd recommend starting there. The second option is IT support, where you'll handle troubleshooting, device setup, and technical support for customers or employees. This one has a lot of remote opportunities, and once you learn the basics, companies will typically provide you with the training you need to specialize in their systems. And the third one is QA engineering, which focuses on testing software to catch bugs before they get released. You'll write test cases, troubleshoot issues, and work closely with developers to ensure product quality. Once you've chosen a career path, the next step I would take is building knowledge through courses, hands-on practice, and certifications. If you're going into cloud, for example, the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification is a great starting point. It provides you a structured learning path, and there are a lot of tutorials out there to help you learn. However, the biggest mistake that people make is spending weeks watching tutorials without actually applying the knowledge that they've gained. So here's what has personally helped me stay out of tutorial mode and actually make progress. First, I used the 70-30 rule. This meant I only spent 30% of my time watching courses and tutorials and 70% of my time actually applying the concepts. Next, I set project-based goals. Instead of just saying, I'll finish this course, I would say something like, I will deploy a real-world application on AWS in 2 weeks. This forced me to take action instead of just mindlessly consuming information. And third, I focused on learning just enough to move forward. When I was learning AWS, I didn't try to memorize anything. Instead, I focused on understanding the core AWS services like Amazon EC2, S3, and Lambda, as well as core concepts like the AWS Well-Architected framework. With that being said though, when it comes to building real-world projects, diving deeper can be very beneficial. The more hands-on experience you get, the more confident you'll be when solving those problems in real life. And that's exactly what the next phase is about, turning your knowledge into practical skills that will help you stand out to an employer. For the next 30 days, it's time to take the next step, which is gaining hands-on experience. Companies won't hire someone who only understands the technical concepts at a surface level but has never actually built something end-to-end. That's why it's important to build projects and document them in the correct way. One question question I always get is, how many projects should I build? And honestly, it's about quality, not quantity. Instead of rushing through multiple mini projects, focus on 1 or 2 solid ones that will demonstrate your real-world skills. If you're learning cloud, for example, don't just launch an EC2 instance. Deploy a 3-tier web application where you set up the front-end, back-end, database, and configure some IAM roles. If you're not sure where to start, I have a video covering 5 beginner AWS cloud projects that you can use to help you build your portfolio. Speaking of a portfolio, I would recommend sharing your projects onto GitHub, LinkedIn articles, or even your own website. And one simple way to write about these projects is to use the build framework. Start with background, where you explain the problem you are solving and why the project matters. Then move on to understanding, where you break down your thought process and the way you approach the solution. This could be screenshots and step-by-step scenarios. Next is implementation, how you built it and what technologies you used. Then lessons learned, what challenges did you face and how did you solve them? Finally, wrap it up with deliverables, which is the final result of your project as well as a personal reflection. So when you document your next project, feel free to give the build framework a go. Before we move on to phase 3, I'd like to introduce you to today's video sponsor, Careerist. It's an online platform that offers immersive programs in QA automation, sales engineering, data analytics, and more. Even without prior tech experience, Careerist can help you build the skills you need to land your first tech job. They recommend starting off with the basics by enrolling in this QA bootcamp. This bootcamp includes one-on-one mentorship and real-world experience through a remote internship. Their students also get access to a simplified job search system, and you can read about some of the testimonials from previous graduates on their website. So if you'd like to check out their program, I've included a link in the description below for an exclusive $600 discount. You can join over 1,000 Careerist graduates who have already secured high-paying jobs in tech. Once again, thank you Careerist for sponsoring today's video. Now let's move on to the final 30 days. By this time, you should have built a strong foundation, gained hands-on experience, and documented a few projects. The main focus should now be on landing interviews. And while learning doesn't stop, it should happen alongside your job search. A common mistake many job seekers make is blindly applying to hundreds of jobs without a correct strategy. Instead of sending out mass applications, I'd recommend focusing on 5 to 10 high-quality applications per day. For these, take time to network, engage on LinkedIn, and tailor your resume to each role. Always make sure you follow up with a personalized message to the recruiter or hiring manager so that they can find your details. And that's exactly what I did when applying for my internship at AWS. After submitting my application, I directly reached out to the hiring manager through LinkedIn, which actually helped me stand out and land a position. Another way to boost your chances is by leveraging referrals. Many companies prioritize internal referrals over cold applications. So during the final 30 days, I would attend career fairs and tech meetups to meet people who work in the industry. Platforms like meetup.com are a great starting point. Once you land an interview, I would recommend spending most of your free time practicing questions. The best way to approach this is to research the company, the role, and figure out what specific skills are the most relevant to the job. In the past, I used to spend a lot of time passively reading through common interview questions, but I realized that it wasn't the most effective way to prepare. Nowadays, I record myself answering the questions and I actually play it back to see how I can do better. Yes, it is a bit confronting to watch yourself, but I promise that it's one of the best ways to improve. Alright, that brings us to the end of this video. Before you go, remember this. Everyone starts from zero, but the ones who get hired are the ones who take action. So drop a comment and let me know what role you're aiming for, as well as what step you're planning to take today to bring you closer to your goal. If you found my advice helpful, make sure you check out this video where I answer some of the most common questions about landing a job in tech. Bye for now!